I didn't try to go overboard, make it seem like, rapper larger than life. I spoke from where I was standing at.
Reality.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, because for me, it that shit was like this. It was like fucked up. Oh, we on. Like it was like a couple steps. Cause once I tied in with the homies and the homies, I'ma just leave it at the homies. Tied in with the homies, we was in the street. And then we looked up and that money was like that.
Last time I seen him, he was walking down
You know what I'm
Mac.
saying? Yeah, like I was walking down
that.
Mac.
Yeah.
I was catching the bus.
That's real shit.
I was catching the bus. My mama had got me a job through the Board of Education because I had caught a case and I had needed something to try to make me look good in front of the judge or whatever, and whatever. I think it worked for real. But got me in there in the kitchen and shit, and I was like helping the ladies in the kitchen and carrying milk and shit, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But I needed a gig while I was on papers, and it's crazy because like I was on that shit crazy, bro. Like just getting off papers a couple years ago was like being off paper. Like nigga, I swear it feel like I was on papers like a decade or something. Like just being in trouble and shit, catching cases and shit like that. And like, man, like what the fuck? Like, damn, I've been on papers for how long? But yeah, I ain't gonna get off track and shit.
No, you good. Yeah, you good.
Yeah, but where was we at?
Like, you know what I'm saying, like the stretch money.
Oh, so
like when you woke
so
up, like,
yeah.
how did you get that stuff?
I did this shit the way Bone did it, bro. Like we not talking this we on rich nigga shit. We talking from right here. We thugging, hoop shorts and our jeans sagging, and we drinking 40s and shit. And I stayed on a relatable level for us and our age bracket. I was 19. 20. I wasn't old enough to get in the bar. They was sneaking me in that bitch. You feel me? And then eventually, like after Take Money to Make Money blew up, I came of age and was able to go in. Like, but before that, yeah, we was thugging. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, I just spoke from a more relatable standpoint, I think.
You know it was gonna be that big, you know it was gonna blow up like that. You was like, man, it's just some shit I'm about to drop for me and for the streets and shit like that. You know it was gonna be a fucking anthem, bro. Like,
Nah, bro, I ain't know.
that's an anthem, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't know, bro.
That
but
would be an
soundtrack.
anthem.
I ain't know, but
At this point, generations have grown up on that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like you can go to
Exactly.
almost any club in Detroit. That song,
And throw that song on and
and there's probably a 80 to 90% chance that song is gonna come on. If you had a bar or
it
club in
definitely
Detroit,
is.
they still play it on the radio to this day.
Set a lot of moves
It's-
right.
It was
I'll
so
tell you
funny,
that.
man. Me and my
We was that
cousin.
shit on Sunday.
There you go. Me,
hey,
My grandma loved the song.
last summer, dog. Last summer, I forgot the name of the bar. It's over there on 4 Road, like right outside Detroit, Dearborn, where that fucking Red Robin was. You know what I'm saying? Where the mosque is and everything, like in that area.
Yeah.
And I'm with my cousin. He's a few years younger than me. He's in town. We're cruising up. I was with cousin Nick. Just got off the phone with this guy. We drive past a bar on 4 Road. And they're having an event there. And after I just hung up the phone with him, I just hear Take Money to Make Money. I just start cracking up. I'm like, this song is literally the soundtrack of this city for the last fucking almost 15, 20 years. Somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no
we going on 18.
18 years. Like that is, I remember when that fucking shit dropped, I wasn't even on the hip hop scene yet. I was working at a deli that my fucking family
So I
owned.
want to ask you, Valid, your story to me is kind of iconic, bro.
My story?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It kind of slew me a little bit because it's like this stretch, like, you know, all of that shit cool. You know what I'm saying? When you, like you say, in today's, it's like TikTok.
Yeah, we was talking about earlier. Yeah,
One song, you know what I'm saying?
it's just different nowadays.
You was in the still in the grind of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Performances. I understand that Jay Dillon mom pointed.
Yeah, Proof's mom pointed me out.
Bro, who can say this shit? Can you explain
Yeah, that
to me
story
what's
is
going
crazy.
on? Who can? No, like, hold on. This is like.
It gets crazier than
It's
that.
like
Yeah.
affirmation.
It's-
This is
yes,
like this
like-
is like Biggie Mama or somebody.
It's like,
Nobody-
yo, that boy right there.
No,
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody.
How did that go? Where you from? To
Yeah,
people that who don't know, what's going on with that?
I will say this, man. Can't nobody tell me that our reality is just physical. There's definitely like a God or some type of spiritual.
Yeah.
It's whatever you believe in. You can be Muslim, Christian, Jewish. I don't care, or just a spirit. Like there's something more. And I'm not saying that like destiny is a thing. I don't fucking know, but I do know that some shit just happens that at least my mind, I can't just believe that it's coincidence. Like
Yeah.
it's not. It can't be. Like there's no way this shit just lined up like this. Like I grew up, bro. My parents aren't even from America. I'm Serbian. Growing up, we were called Yugoslavian. Yugoslavia existed. Then the wars happened. America bombed us. All that type of shit. So we're Serbian, right? My parents don't know not a damn thing about no fucking hip hop, R&B, soul music, the shit that I love. Like when I was a little kid, I loved all kinds of music. I loved our cultural music. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on that. I grew up on our foods. I grew up on our culture. But then this motherfucker Michael Jackson blew my mind to bits. You get what I'm saying? And I fell in love with all forms of American music, bro. Michael Jackson,
Michael
R&B,
Jackson is
motherfucking.
responsible for fucking every household.
Yeah, bro. Michael
Jesus
and then
Christ.
as I just got older, bro,
God.
I became a music
Dog,
nerd.
you see how we now? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, man. MJ,
I'm
he
sorry.
deserves it.
Damn, you see, like we talk about me, but like, dog,
That's
the
different.
Fuck Michael Jackson did, bro.
On an intergalactical level, that motherfucker changed the
Yeah,
world,
so
bro.
back to the.
No, yeah, I was bumping the when my mom went back home for a vacation or to go see her family real quick. She actually bought the Thriller album overseas, and I remember the tape said "Made in Yugoslavia," and she brought it back home, and I played that shit non-stop. I knew the whole motherfucking Thriller album at like 5-6 years old, damn near by heart, maybe. You know what I'm saying? And Michael Jackson, man, that fucked my head up. And then, but I started loving all forms of music, bro. We didn't have no cable TV and shit like that, but I remember when we finally got cable, I'm like, what the fuck is this country music? I'm like, that's a pretty fucking catchy too. You know what I'm saying?
You start
Like,
opening up.
I became a music nerd,
Because
bro.
coming from your culture, your music, like the acceptance is different.
It's a total different
Yeah,
vibe.
it's
I love both.
like,
you know what I'm
like-
saying?
And then like the music that your culture, that y'all make and have, it's definitely a different frequency.
It's a different frequency. It's a different
You know what I'm
vibe.
saying?
So, but that motherfucker, the one who really turned me on to like some hip hop shit and when I was like 10 years old and changed my life forever is that motherfucker Biggie Smalls. You know what I'm saying? Biggie Smalls changed. I was about 10 years old. I remember being in the back seat. My uncle's driving. He's like, "What do you want to listen to?" I'm like, "I don't know. Just put on like the rap station or some shit." Boom. Turns it on. I'm in the back seat. He's talking to somebody else I was the kid in the car. And he just turns it on. He's not paying attention to the music, but this song called "More Money, More Problems" comes on. And it was like, I've never done hardcore drugs, okay?
Yeah, you're a thrill.
But it must have felt like that. You get what I'm saying?
Why
Like-
did music feel like that? Why did that shit feel
was-
like that back then?
The emotional that we was going through as a people.
Why did it feel like that? Was it
Because you're
of
at a more
our
impressionable
age?
age. Yes.
I feel like
You know what I'm saying? You're at a more
I feel
impressionable
like it
age.
was like a different damn time, you know, and the music meant different to
Yeah.
some people.
Yeah.
Now, you know.
I think it would if we didn't make it so easy to get.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll go back to that.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah,
It'll
like
go
if
back
it
to
wasn't that accessible.
Yeah, like literally back to the CD.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You appreciated
That's
it
the
more.
only
It
way to
wasn't
have
so
it.
disposable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like you read the credits.
When you had to
and
wait for the
want to
music
know
video
such
to
and
come
such
on to see
name,
it,
yeah.
or you had to
Yeah.
wait for the
Just look
song.
at this. You got. Come on, who doing this?
Hey, yo,
Yo, let me finish this.
think
So,
about-
Biggie
yeah, go
Smalls,
ahead,
dog.
go ahead, go
Biggie
ahead.
Smalls was the thing. But as I got older, I really started falling in love with like this hip hop shit. Jay Dilla, Slum Village, Mos Def, Common. Like I really fell in love with this shit, like deep as fuck. And not just even hip hop. Like I was like, to me, I remember getting my hands on like a Janet Jackson album, a fucking D'Angelo album, and I just became a music nerd. And then, hell yeah, when Eminem fucking came around, that blew my fucking brain to bits. I was like, man, ain't nobody that looks like me is supposed to be doing this style of music. Like that was, I thought that was like by law. Like that's just, you can't, it's not allowed. You know what I'm saying? Like Vanilla Ice came around, embarrassed
It
us,
kinda was,
and it kind of was, and it was just like it wasn't allowed. So I thought we were just
It was
allowed
really-
to
it was
watch
like-
from
it was
the
like-
outside and appreciate it, but we don't participate. You
It
know
was
what I'm
an
saying?
untapped zone to be that fucking sweet.
Yup, and then when hi, my name is what? Like hold the fuck up. And then I remember I was like, this is bull. And then like when I even saw like BET playing this shit, I was like, and like even J.O.B. was playing this shit when I would get in the car. You know, I was like, the fuck is going on? Like this ain't supposed to fucking happen. So I became a huge like M.O.B. D12 fan. And then basically to your point, I'm doing a show at the fucking Bullfrog on Telegram, dog. I'm doing a show at the Bullfrog
Show.
with Super MC, who I was talking about earlier. And I became like a huge Detroit hip hop fan. So at this time, Stretch Money is one of the fucking gods of the city. Still is. But at that time, I didn't know him personally. You get what I'm saying? Super MC, I heard him freestyle on the radio, murking motherfuckers, and read about him in articles that off the dome, he's one of the illest ever. Big Proof, On Your Fist Records, all this shit. So it's about, it had to be 09, a few years after Proof passed. I grew up with a D12 poster on my fucking wall, bro. Nobody knows me. I get booked at a show at the Bullfrog, and Super MC's the headliner. I'm like, oh shit, that's kind of dope. And he walks in, and there's this lady that's with him, a little bit older, and somebody tells me like, yo, that's Proof's mom. I'm like, nah, get the fuck out of here. That's Big P's mom. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Bro, a million rappers hit the stage that night, and as Mama P would do, she'll have a couple drinks, get loose a little bit. Hey, let me see that microphone. Let me talk to these young kids real quick. You know, she would do her little fucking thing, and she said, in any form of entertainment, show business, music, whatever it is, you gotta have something about you before you're even good at the craft. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess it's what people call the it factor, whatever fuck. And I'm not saying I got it, but she just said, she goes, there was one person in here that really stuck out to me. She goes, where was that white boy with long hair? Boom! And she just points at me, and I had a fucking beer in my hand. I remember what I was wearing that night. I still remember what I was wearing. I was like, huh? And she was like, you got something about you. Please don't stop what you're doing. Keep working at your craft, because there's something about you that it like gravitates people towards you. That day, I think, changed my life, because it was just like, Proof's mom just said that to me, and
That's legendary.
and being a huge Detroit hip hop head, I just took her words. It put the battery pack, and then, not too long after that, DJ Head, who is, for those that don't know, that's like, he produced a lot of that D12 shit. He produced Renegade for Eminem and Jay-Z. He was M's first DJ, all that shit. He sees me freestyling outside in a cypher, and he was like, I'm fucking with you, bro. And to this day, DJ Head and DJ Head are like this. And then this is where my whole story is going, where shit gets like creepy to me, is Dilla's mom embraced me heavily, and she hooked me up with people overseas where my family is from that are huge J Dilla heads, hip hop heads, and she got me a fan base over there.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
I never met Dilla, never met Proof. I got on the scene right after, a few years after they both passed. They passed months from each other. That was a trifecta. Was Proof, Dilla, and DJ Head. DJ Head was super tight with all of them. And when DJ Head found out that Proof's mom and Dilla's mom embraced me, even DJ Head was like, that's the fucking, those are my homies fucking with me.
Yeah, that's.
And he's like, because he didn't know that when he approached me. Like, same way out of like all these rappers, something about you, dog. And then when he found out, when I told him, like, you know, P's mom, XYZ, he's like, oh, word? And Dilla's mom, XYZ, like, he was like this with both of them. You know, and Deny was in that clique too from D12. Like, it was, you know, Proof, Dilla, and fucking DJ Head shared, and Head still has it at his crib, the same drum machine that Head, as a college student, maxed out on 2 credit cards. And like that, yeah, dog. And Proof, Deny, Dilla, DJ Head, they all share that drum machine. So he was like this with always. And when he was like, when he found out that their moms like embraced me, he was like, these the homies talking to me. And for me, from my perspective, it's just like, this shit's a fucking movie.
How was it like working with DJ Head?
It never gets old. Like I was saying, like how I respect him. DJ had stories of touring the world with M, Snoop, Dr. Dre. And that shit is cool. But when he tells me the Detroit shit, like the stories of him and Dilla, him and Proof, this shit never gets old to me. Like, I love this shit to my fucking core. You know what I'm saying? And for him to...
Big Dog is like a history book. He's like a Gandalf the Great. Like, some shit.
He's my, I tell him this all the time, he's my custom model. If I'm Mike Tyson, that's the one that keeps me sharp. Yo, Val, you gotta redo that verse. You gotta redo this. You gotta redo that. And he like, you know, he gets me into shape. And it's like, I know when he started fucking with me, a lot of work needed to be done. And we at a point now where I could send him a track and he'd be like, fire. And that shit was something I dreamed of. Because when we started fucking around, I'll send him a track, oh, you need to change this, change it. You gotta re-deliver that, bro. You don't sound good right there. And now for me to like, he's not even at the lab and I'm sending it to him, and he'd be like, tight. Still, I would get some shit, you know, criticism, and that's fine. That's why he's there, you know what I'm saying? But he'd be giving me the A pluses much quicker now. And this motherfucker done spent 80 hours a week in the fucking lab with Dr. Dre, if not more, you know? And he tells me about the game he soaked up from Dre. Like, you know, him and Dr. Dre mixed D12, one of their dopest records ever. I'll shit on you. That was him and Dre, just the two of them, for hours mixing that record down because he produced it. So Dre was like, come on, bro, I want to mix this record down with you. I know you made the beat and everything, so come on.
Wow.
And he takes a lot of that shit that he learned from that situation and applies it to me, and I feel blessed. Like, there's no way, like, it feels like a movie to me.
Was you ever blessed with a J Dilla beat?
You know what? I wouldn't rap to a Dilla beat.
That's respect. That's
Because I never met him.
That's man respect, bro.
I never met him, and I know the way he worked. They say Dilla was the dude, he would never send you beats. Supposedly, don't go on record and say, Alex said, no, I'm just saying, story goes. Don't know how true this is, but story goes. I know there's some truth to it, but I don't know. Story goes, like there's supposed to be a Jay-Z Dilla track on the Black album, and Dilla was on some like, no, you're gonna have to come out here, bro. I don't work like that.
I heard about
I don't
that.
work like that. I don't send you beats and then you hit.
Come
You have to come stay at my crib in Clinton Township, like Erykah Badu does, like Common does, and you're gonna have to sit here with me, and we're gonna make this from scratch.
At Dilla's house, he had the whole basement done for the studio. We was just down there working. I asked him if I could get some water, and he told me right up the stairs. He told me to go in the refrigerator. And I remember coming up the stairs, and I opened up the door, and sitting on the couch, it's Common. No shoes on, just totally relaxed, just sitting there chilling. I'm like, the fuck? What's up, Common? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? So I shook his hand.
And this is my lab. This is where my drums are. Because Dilla played a lot of good instruments. He's like, I'm not coming to New York to work on this beat. You coming out here, bro. No different than Erykah Badu. No different than Common. No different than anybody. Supposedly, that's the story. And that's why it never happened. Jay was like, oh, you know, I ain't got that time. Like, in my schedule or some shit like that. And I guess Dilla was like, Well, then,
Yeah.
if it's meant to be, it'll happen. It's gonna happen.
You know what I mean?
And Jay-Z did say something when he was on Hot 97. They asked him this. Peter Rosenberg asked him, "Was there ever supposed to be a Dilla J track?" He goes, "Yeah, there was talks, but it never happened. He ended up passing away." And Jay-Z said the same thing. He goes, "I wouldn't rap to it now, to a Dilla beat now, just because he's not here."
It probably didn't. They time probably didn't.
Yeah, and to me, man,
really could have wanted to.
that's something that's kind of lost in hip hop. It's like, just because I rap to your beat doesn't mean you produced the song. You weren't there to say, do that verse over again. Hey, you know what? That one line, say it in a different tone. That's what producing a song is.
Yeah.
A lot of people produce songs and they don't make the beat. Head will tell you that all day about Dr. Dre. Well, Dr. Dre didn't make the beat, but he sure as hell produced the fucking final product.
Yeah.
He was there telling the guy who was making the beat, hey, the way you got that sample chopped up is kind of weird. Hey, Head got a crazy story about him and Dre got in a fucking argument about the drums over Eminem Without Me. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's the difference between a beat maker and a producer. Could I rap to a Dilla beat like on some freestyle shit for fun? Yeah, absolutely, all fucking day. But like if I called my dudes and I was like, yo, Miss Yancey, I know you just sitting on some Dilla beats that have never been heard. I would love one from, I would never do that. I would never do that because homie ain't here to co-sign me. Homie ain't here to say I fuck with Valid.
That's real. That's real.
That's weird.
I don't know if that motherfucker would have been a fan of me.
Yeah.
I
that's
truly
real.
don't. You know? And at the end of the day, man, there's people living right now.
Yeah.
Let me embrace who's alive right now that I can
Yeah.
work with. You know,
Yeah.
while they're here. And you know, to me, working with Dilla's mom on shit, working with his brother Illa J, who's his own artist, who's super fucking dope. Illa J is sweet
Illa
as
J?
fuck. Yeah, dope. Like he on some when he sings, like his music is fly as fuck, bro. He was on my Mihalo album in 2019.
Okay.
And the fact that I got to work with Illa J, who has his own fan base and
Shout out
tours
to
the
Illa
world.
J.
Shout out to Illa J.
Looking for the right type of deal that's really true to my interview. Not the kind where you ask me questions, but I'm asking you.
And even Uncle Herm, who opened up the Dilla Donut Shop that was here for a few years in downtown. I got love for the Yancey family. They got love for me. I don't need to rap over a Dilla beat. I didn't know Jay. You get what I'm saying? By the time I walked on the Bullfrog stage, he was already not on this earth no more. So there's no reason for that. You know, as simple as that. Rest in peace, JD. You know, rest in power. He's probably my favorite, one of my favorite musicians. Not producers, not rappers. One of my favorite musicians next to like Sade and shit is Jay Dilla. And yeah, you know, I got to go visit his gravesite with DJ Head. That was a moment for me. You know what I'm saying? That was super, super incredible. And the fact that, like I said, that fact that me and him don't work with a lot of mutual people. Fat Cat, Guilty, Elzai. That's doper. That's doper to me, and that's more real to me than getting one of his beats that he made that I don't even know if he wanted the world to hear, and then rap over it and put it out for the world. You know, when I pass away, bro, if you still here, the shit I got in the vault, unless I told my peoples, like, I want the world to hear this, burn that shit. There's probably a reason it was never released. Maybe it was a rough draft.
Yeah.
Maybe it was some shit that I was just fucking around.
Yeah.
Maybe I was EQing the system and I was just laying vocals on some shit. That ain't for the fucking world, unless I hear it's for the world. Unless I say it is for the world to hear is what I meant. And no,
It's kind of like respect my work. Respect my work. If I'm gone, I might not want it to be heard. I might not, you know, just respecting people. And that, I get what you're
Prince said
saying.
the same
I
shit
get what
about
you're
his.
saying.
You know, they say he had a vault of music.
Yeah.
And Prince is like, this ain't for the world to hear. This is art. It's not a fucking product. Maybe I fucking made that song for my baby mama only.
Yeah.
It's art. It's not a fucking product. Yeah, we slap barcodes on our art and we flip it and we try to make a fucking living off it. Cool. But not everything that comes out my soul is for the world to hear.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just for me to listen to.
Yeah. That's respect.
And I like the elevation, you know what I'm saying? And Stretch, man, I wanted to ask you, the Rebel Nation. So the people who don't know, what's that about? That shit is hard.
The Rebel Nation is exactly what it is. We rebellious towards this whole way of existence right now. And Rebel Nation is the label, Fearless Rebels is the brand, Lords is the gang. I ain't even mean to sound that crazy.
That's a bar right there.
See
That's
what
for
I'm
real.
talking
He rapping.
Him and Cassie, all you know that sound like that.
So, yeah, though, Rebel Nation is the label. That's me, Devin, and Sage. Sage is the first and only artist. I mean, you know, I'm an artist on our label too, but like Sage is, you know, our baby. You feel me? We've been working.
He's dope.
We've been working. He's been.
Yeah, he hard.
Thank you.
He hard.
Famous. Don't wait until I'm rich and famous for you to make time for me. Yeah. Steady calling your phone just to talk to you. Trying to set up a day to come and vibe with you. But it seems like these days you don't want to spend time. Too busy having a hot girl summer. I know.
For sure.
He's been dope for a minute, but you know, just growing, grooming, learning together, learning the game and the hustle, you know, and so yeah, Rebel Nation is the label though, bro. That's what it is. It's the label. And yes, we are the rebellious culture. You know what I'm saying? That's what we own. That's what it means.
And that fit the bad boy vibe.
Yeah,
that was the Piston vibe. That I was talking about earlier. Where I was like, yo, we really are that. Like,
it's like, yeah, we ain't no little niggas, and this ain't no little shit. So we a nation. We wanted to be a nation. Once you come in our graces, and you know, if me and you go to battle together. You are now a lord.
Right.
That's hard.
Valley has been blooded.
Right. Back with the battle itself.
You feel me? Like it's like this. Like look. It's like that.
Right.
You feel
Okay.
me? He in now.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel me? But no, it's like a fellow inductee. You feel me? The Rebel Nation and the Lords, and we just hold ourselves to that shit. We stand on shit, honor, respect, valor, pretty much. For real. You know, but we the nation. That's it. I'm not trying to make no long fucking answer.
So, Stress, how did you feel when you know what I'm saying, you just come home, you know, and you dropped a song, and you had a shout out to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Did you feel like you got that, what did you receive from it when you dropped that?
I didn't get the love that I wanted to get.
You got my love. You got I'm sick love. You got my love.
Thank you. And that's the thing. I received the love from my people, diehard listeners, but it wasn't really so much received by most of the niggas that I named.
Yeah.
And then I had niggas that I didn't name that felt the way. Why the fuck you ain't say my name? I had niggas that I didn't know, never met, that was like,
That's
why the
weak
fuck
sauce.
you ain't say my name?
that's
You know what I
weak.
mean? So I dealt with more than people know and come along with that record.
Finish. This is shout out to Kato, but you know him as DZ. Had the streets on lock before a vessel or Peasy. While I'm speaking they name, them boys running this shit. Personally, I feel like I swear the one with this shit. But get ready for the play, you about to see me do. I got a poppin' baby face, Ray and GT2. Recognition to Helly for boosting niggas' careers. Cause of him, I had to run for a couple of years. Took a couple of losses, I had to tap me some tears. Could've been caught a bullet, it's a blessing I'm here. Conversations with Wine before he went to the feds. He said, Stretch, you got it, don't let it go to your head. I bumped into Bodie James and he gave me some game. He saw the hurt in my eyes, he knew that I was in pain. He said, I don't know what's going on between you and Crane, but make it right, get back to work, my baby, stay in your lane.
Like immediately when
How
I
could you
got
listen
out,
to a song and make it about yourself?
and like I had a real street nigga, somebody out here, you feel me? Like that. He felt the way with me. We had just met. I'm like, damn, niggas. I'm like, nigga, shit, I've been locked up, nigga. Shit, I don't know everybody.
Right, I'm trying to.
You feel me?
I feel like that when you did that, you was kind of like just embracing everybody.
I
like,
was,
hey,
bro,
I'm home.
because I naturally fit. But listen, the thing is, man, and we about to talk about that, and we about to talk about some aftermath shit about that, about how I am and my vision and what the fuck I be seeing for real. So, yeah, that happened with Salute. A lot happened with Salute. I didn't like Salute.
Okay.
I didn't like the beat. I didn't like the production.
Okay. Who produced? Well, nobody knows.
Quarter Pound Music produced the beat. Crane pleaded with me. I ain't gonna say begged, but basically to put that shit out like that. And I didn't want to use that dark, gloomy, rainy ass beat. I wanted something more triumphant.
Yeah.
Aspired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back.
And niggas took away from my vision. Niggas took away from my vision.
I hear what you saying.
Niggas took away from my vision, and that shit stung, and I didn't like it, and that shit happened a lot. So I am very fucking happy with where I've been at with my music and my art and being on my own and with my niggas. So, like, yeah, dog, but Salute, I love Salute, that's my baby. But my vision for Salute was tainted from before y'all even got it.
Right. Yeah.
I was already dealing, I had a lump in my throat, I had to swallow that bitch about Salute. Because I didn't want to put it out like that. And then when I heard that Hell of a heard it, and he was like, yeah, that nigga going on that bitch, but that beat weak as fuck.